Yo, what is up? It's Jacob, and today I'll be teaching you how to do car versus car fights, because I'm a pro driver, as you can see. So yeah, I'll just be chasing cars, being chased by cars, and how to win those fights. Also, at the end of the video, I'll be telling you guys how to get the boat shirts that I've been talking about. So let's start with when you're chasing cars. So when chasing cars, you gotta be sure of your own health, your car health, and just numbers. So it's a 3 or 4 man car, I called that out. And I take a few hits here, and I'm at half health. So I'm being careful, and we knocked one. So going up this hill, I gotta be sure if they're stopping or not. So I start angling to the right, because if they're stopped at the base of the hill, we still have a height advantage. But they end up not stopping, and now they're smoking. So we're in good health, we have more players, and we're chasing to the compound. And I called out they're stopping at this compound, but of course they just take too long and they blow up here. So as a driver, you just have to be super aware of numbers and just how well the fight is going. So just this car, we have 4 guys, we knock one, and they stop. So I quickly jump out, and by doing this, instead of having a 3v3 with us still being moving, it's a 4v3. So it's also super important just to be aware of when you expect the team to stop, and also where you stop when that happens. So I see this team going over the hill. I don't know where they're going to stop here, which I call it out, but I keep going. And they end up not stopping. And as we're going down this road, we start closing range. And we're getting a lot of bloodstains here. So their car is smoking. And because of that, I anticipate that they're going to stop, which they do. So I stop at this hilltop rock, which gives us a height advantage and actual hard cover. As if we kept driving, we'd have blown up. And if we stopped immediately, they probably still would have won, as they would have a direct hit on our car and would have blown our car up first. So we knocked 2 of them, and we just rushed and get the easy wipe, as there's only 1 left. Also, being flexible about changes in your fight is super important as well, such as in this fight, we're taking out guys in the field, just easy wipes, and all of a sudden this team comes to us, which is a full squad, and we're 3-manning. So we actually quickly get 2 knocks. My original plan was to stop at this campsite, as you want to stop when you're being chased, which I'll explain later. But then we just took out 2 really fast, and now we can take them out. So my team did a good job lining them up, and there's now only 1 guy left, which we easily shoot him out in this fight. So overall, it's super important that you just keep an eye on your team health compared to the other team's health, and be actively seeking out a better position when they choose to stop. Or just being ready to stop, which I'll explain in this next part, which is when you get chased by cars. So in this part of the video, I'll be talking about when the cars come to you. So we're driving, and there's a car on the hilltop to the right, and we stop short because they don't know that we're stopping under this hill, which actually they might have, since they start turning to the right. We light them up, and I tell my team to get in the car fast, which these few seconds are super important. Not having that last team in the car was almost super bad, because that gives them time to repair and shoot us out as we're coming in. So we crash, I get knocked, and we still have numbers advantage, so we still easily win this. I was just a really good meat shield. So this next part of the video is the most important part, just knowing where to stop. So the best position is to stop somewhere that the enemy just doesn't expect you to come around, and they run into you as a full squad while you're all on the ground not moving, and you just have a super big advantage, which you'll see in this next clip. So pull around this corner, I stop immediately and go to the corner, and they're still expecting us to just keep driving, and we just easily light them up. They have absolutely no chance, and I just take the whole squad out with a single mag. So let's get to Jacob's fancy drawings. So there's 2 cars. One squad is still in the car. The other squad is spread out. So the blue squad can just spray hip fire and hit them without really missing, while the red squad has to choose the targets, and if they miss one, they get shot up. Add a little hard cover and a bit more spread, and the red team's totally messed up. The blue team's shooting at a compacted target while it's a 4v3, while the blue spread out, and even if these 2 blues up top get lit up, if the red team misses a target, they're all dead. So the best strategy when a car's coming at you is to stop somewhere unexpected, which we didn't do perfectly here. We stopped in the open, but of course they weren't expecting us, kind of. They did a quick turn, though we still get some knocks, and they stop in some hard cover, so we're in a really exposed position. And this almost got us killed. Our teammate took way too long to get in the car. And as a result, as we crash, they're already running around the corner, which I get knocked. I'm a good meat shield, but we have numbers as we got those knocks earlier, and we still win the fight pretty easily. So in this fight, we're only a 2-man in a car. Our teammate ran out of gas, and we're running back, and a full squad in Dasi comes. So we go around the corner, we stop, and like this is back what I was saying with them being compact. I'm hip firing and just shooting everyone in the car. I barely miss a bullet, and I get 3 knocks, even though it's a 2v4. So now I'm using a bolt action in this game for some reason instead of an Uzi. I get knocked. Of course, we already took 3 out, and our full squad's here, so it's super easy. And that's just a really good example of how stopping unexpectedly and having your team spread out while firing on a super compact enemy just gets you an easy win, even if you're low on numbers. Which this is where we were chasing them and they came behind us, which overall, just the person who's chasing has an advantage while shooting. So I take this same hill and stop just over the ridge. They come over, and I start tearing a little bit, but my teammates do pretty well. And we get 2 knocks before they get too far. So now it's a 2v3, and this is like just back to getting in the car as fast as possible. Just every second of delay gives them time to get in the car. I don't even pick up my teammate because it was just taking too long. And we just take 2 sides of the ridge. So here we get some shots going past. I don't choose to stop immediately, and I get some hard cover behind. So now they're in a split situation where our teammate's still back on that hill, and we're pressuring. They did a good job putting these smokes up, but then I just get a few good nades in, and that just takes them all out. So overall, just when being chased, what you need to do is stop where they don't expect it and just spread out, because that gives you a big advantage. It's a 3v4, and you can just hip fire straight into the car where they're all compact. And yeah, that's the end of my car versus car video, and I really hope that helps you just win more fights. It's super simple and it's really effective. So let's get talking about the boat shirts. So I've teamed up with Patreon to put out these fancy boat shirts, and I know you want them. So the way to get them is to become a Patreon member. So unfortunately, Patreon doesn't allow you to buy them immediately. What you have to do is become a tier 2 plus Patreon for 3 months in a row. Afterwards, Patreon will automatically ship you the shirt to your shipping address that's connected to your account. Other benefits of Patreon is we have a special Discord role and Patreon only Discord chat. You get my friends list automatically. You can 1v1 me, and also there's custom room access early if those ever fill up. You get shout out in the description of my videos, and of course you get these fancy boat shirts. So yeah, be sure to join my Patreon, and all donations there go towards buying better stream gear. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope the car tips help you improve, and of course, boat.